Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, episode 220 for Tuesday, the 20th of August, 2024. I'm your host, Mark Webb, Gamertag, Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby360G, and joining me on this very fine evening is...
Sensei Switch.
And also joining us is a long-time listener, first-time podcaster, Brooksy79. Hello, Brooksy.
Hello, how you doing? Yes, please be gentle.
We will
Bit of a
try our
virgin
best. Well, you're the one who reached out to me to come on because there's a topic that you wanted to discuss after listening to podcasts from the previous couple of weeks regarding the shutdown of the Xbox 360 marketplace.
That is one of them, yes.
Which, you know, it's an interesting discussion, and you've done something that I haven't done and I would like to do in the not too distant future.
Right.
And that is to solder a mod chip into your Xbox 360.
Yes.
Which then allows you to obviously play burnt games, downloaded games, put them over to the hard drive on the 360 and just play them.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into doing it, why you did it, and how awesome it is?
Right, okay. So back in the day, I used to have two consoles, two 360s, one for online, one that was modded. Basically put your profile on the memory cards and chop and change. That way you've got the best of both worlds. Just don't do what I did and play Ghostbusters 6 months early and then wonder why you got a console ban.
Oh dear.
That's a different story. I'll tell you, I've lost count how many 360s I've had, whether it be the Red Ring or the console ban, but there you go. But then I also had a JTAG about 10 years ago. And when the missus was pregnant with my son, I had a bit of a panic scare. And I basically sold it because I thought that I couldn't have time to play the games. I wouldn't have no money because, you know, being a father and such.
Well, kids are expensive.
They are, yes. Stupidly enough, though, I sat there and I thought, well, shall I make a backup of all me game saves just in case you ever decide to go back? And I thought to myself, well, no, why would you go back? You'd go forward. So delete, wipe, gone, sold the console, then bought an Xbox One a year after launch. Brilliant. But then it weren't until like a couple of weeks ago when you was mentioning that you decided to dig out your 360, and it's just nice to go back, you know?
Yeah.
And because I hadn't had one for years myself, and I thought, you know what, I kind of fancied doing the same thing. So I managed to pick one up on eBay quite cheap. It was actually a Slim, which was the fats are quite prone to Red Ring of Death. So I thought, well, at least a Slim is a bit more newer, so to speak. And I got it sort of about a week just before the store shut down. And to be honest, a lot of it had been discontinued or delisted, should I say. There weren't really much there on the store, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And like you were saying before, yes, you can re-download everything that you've had in the past, but it means searching for a whole lot catalogue of your history, and this is like 20 odd years ago or so. So I just thought, no, I can't be asked to do that. So I was just literally just browsing through the store, trying to grab everything I can, which yes was pretty good. Then it happened on the 29th, the store shut down.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a bit of a kick in the bib, really, shall we say. So after a while, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have another go at modding this. That's something that also you mentioned as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I looked around. I'm not going to do a JTAG. That was an old style. So what I decided to go for, looking at a couple of videos on YouTube, was what's known as a QSC, a quick solder board. It's basically a tiny little board, pretty much is the chip. Then it also then requires to solder two other wires, a resistor, and that's pretty much it. And also have a Raspberry Pi Pico. So I got all the bits and bobs. Hadn't soldered for quite some time. I mean, I've done basic stuff, just solder a couple of wires together, but nothing too much. So basically, yeah, got all the stuff. Programmed the Pi Pico, soldered it to the console's NAND headers, managed to read the console's NANDs, which if it goes tits up and you lose the original NANDs, then the console is pretty much nothing more than a paperweight. That's dead. But the scariest part was soldering 3 points to the console's motherboards. And one of them is a tiny, tiny little pinhole, which you have to scratch away. I don't know what the technical term is for it, but the green silk screen you get on a motherboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to very carefully scratch away. But the thing is, I don't have a proper microscope to do it, so I kind of improvised and used a magnifying glass app for my phone. So I'm trying to see what I'm doing with one hand holding my phone and also trying to solder this point with the other hand. And I just, tried to be calm about it, took me time, kept reading up on other techniques, how to do it. And after about a week trying to do this off and on, it kind of looked like I hadn't quite done it. Soldered the point without seeing it properly through the proper equipment. So I thought, you know what, I've got this far. I'll try it. So pretty much put most of it back together, because there's nothing worse than putting something back together and then finding it don't work. Yeah, that's a video where be on the stream, the one I followed. But yeah, pretty much put it all back together, turned it on, and what you need is it's like this Zell, I think it was. I think it's a part of Linux that helps modify it once you've then programmed in the custom NAND for it. Once you've got that part, it's plain sailing. And yeah, I was quite shocked that I managed to do it. And overall, I'd say it was quite easy. The scariest part for me was to scratch away that certain pinhole in the board. But take your time, try and get the smallest solder point you can, and you're pretty much plain sailing. After that, it's a case of get a secondary hard drive. I've got a 1 terabyte SSD, and I'm just trying to fill it up with games and just reliving some of the ones that you sadly can't get anymore unless you're a physical person. And even then, you're paying through the nose on most titles on eBay.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, right? Because obviously the Xbox 360 store has shut down now. All those games that aren't on the backwards compatible list, you can't buy anymore, because obviously if you go onto your Xbox One or Series system now, you can still purchase Xbox 360 games, but obviously those are just the back compat ones. So
Yeah.
games like the Project Gotham games, etc., have really gone up in price on eBay. So obviously the only way you're going to be able to get them is to pay the silly money for a disc, or run an emulator on your PC and download the ROM, or do what you've done with your console. Now, I have watched a couple of videos on how to do this modding, And I think it's not, doesn't look super easy. You got to be quite, it looks like you've got to be quite confident in what you're doing, because you got to solder, as you say, a little chip onto the board. And then there was another part of a video I saw where there's loads of wires plugged into the board, and then you had it plugged in your computer and you had to flash the motherboard with the new software. So it runs all the, they're not dodgy games, but just all the ROMs. So they're not, official, shall we say. I think it's pretty cool that you can do this now, because I think it's great for game preservation. But the only thing I don't like about it is obviously you get a completely different dashboard. I know you can choose for various ones on the main menu, etc.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to have it where it's just like the old kind of Blades dashboard, and you can just go and select your game. Now, the question I do have is it easy to download the ROMs and then push them over to the console?
ROMs as in the actual 360 titles, or do you mean?
Yeah, the games, yeah.
Well, to be honest, the torrents and NZBs are pretty much dead now, but I did find a website that does host pretty much the whole catalogue, and then you just download it that way. Once it's downloaded, you then transfer it to a console.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have seen like ROM packs online on, say, the Internet Archive. But my question is, obviously, once you've got them on your PC, how do you get them onto your Xbox 360? Can you FTP them over?
Yes.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. All right, so you can connect to your PC and transfer the files that way.
Yeah, super easy. Yeah.
And then obviously, can you use an external hard drive on it as well, or do you only you can? So you could literally just put all the games on a USB hard drive, say, I don't know, a 2 terabyte one, put a buttload of games in, plug it into your 360, and it will just run them.
Pretty much, yeah. You've got to select in the secondary dashboards where the games are saved. You know how, like in Plex, you've got to select your library, haven't you, where your content is.
Yeah.
Pretty much sort of same sort of thing as that. Once you've selected where it's saved, once you go into that secondary dashboard, it will automatically search what titles you've got. It will download the box art for it.
That is pretty cool. Now, my other question is, can you still play online with the mod chip in your Xbox 360?
See, I've got mine set to never go online, to block Xbox Live servers. But apparently you can, I'm not quite sure how this works just yet, but apparently you can actually hire out stealth servers, which will still allow you to play on Xbox Live by not getting banned. And I think that's how a lot of people are doing it, to play the old Call of Duty games and just piss about on there and mod the actual game itself. But apparently you can, but I haven't quite looked into it yet just to see how it's done. But that's something I'm not going to do. It's just going to be purely just for offline use. Go back and relive the titles, and in that way I've still got me Series X to play generally online.
Yeah. That's quite interesting, because obviously there is these third-party servers that are running the old Halo games on the original Xbox still, and there's when you mod it, like these unofficial servers that you can connect to, and I believe we'll see this start to happen for the Xbox 360. So it'd be quite interesting to see if that takes off and if that works, because I think that would be really cool. But I think one of the worries is, obviously, if you've had a gamer tag and an Xbox Live account for many years, like myself, and I decided to chip one of my Xbox 360s and decided I want to go online with it, just to get my Chivos over or something silly, would they just ban the console, or would they ban my account?
As far as I'm aware, they would ban a console, but you can retrieve it and be unbanned. But don't quote me on that. Something again I haven't looked into. But saying that, you can always just use a secondary profile, keep it separate.
Yeah. And how much was the mod chip and all the bits?
The Pi Pico I paid £6 for. The mod chip, I think it was about tenner, so it weren't too bad.
Oh,
Not
that's quite
super
cheap.
expensive.
And there's different versions of chips for different versions of Xbox consoles, is that right?
The one I've got will fit for the Trinity and Corona Slims. A lot of them are actually compatible across the board, but it would be an idea to just double check what console version you have and then look at what suitable chip there is.
And how would you go about finding that out? Because there's so many variations of console.
Yeah,
Probably on the
YouTube would
serial
be a good
number
one.
or something on the...
Yeah, you can, for the fact, you can mainly tell by the power supply port on the console.
Right.
Like Jasper's is one of them. It's just basically just do a Google search on what version console I have, and it'll tell you how to pinpoint it down.
Okay. So did you manage to get a collection of of a lot of games and a pack then online to put into your...
I've got quite a few at the moment to dip in and out of. I'm just trying to go through which ones I do remember and think, oh yeah, I'll have that one, and have that one. But at the moment, I've got a good selection to keep me busy for the moment.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, because for me, and I mentioned the last couple of weeks, I think the fact the store's gone offline it's just a huge shame. And I know times move on, right? I get it, right? I'm not going to be stuck in the past, but for me, and I think for a lot of us as well, it's a big part of our gaming history, and it's one of our most beloved systems. And just to see the store go under is just a bit of a shame. Because obviously those physical games are going to get harder and harder to find if you don't already have them, and then obviously the ones that you want they're just going up in price, and then you get the problem like I had where I bought a copy of Project Gotham off eBay and it was scratched to fuck and it wouldn't even install because it was so fucking scratched.
Yeah, that happened to me as well with Street Fighter X Tekken.
Yeah, So that's another problem you have, right? Because I don't get this, how people treat their CDs so poorly, because I really look after my stuff. If it's not on a console, it's in the case, and they never get scratched. I'm like, what the fuck you been doing with this disc? You've been using it as a fucking coaster or something. You know what I mean? It just boggles my mind.
I remember years ago, a friend of mine bought a second-hand copy of Top Hunter on the Neo Geo, it's literally about 3 or 4 months after it came out. And he got it sort of like slightly cheaper. And he looked on the instruction booklet. Actually, not even the instruction booklet. It was on the sleeve of the actual box art. Someone had taken the sleeve out and put a coffee cup on it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So it had a coffee ring stain on the actual... And we was like, hang on, you'd have to have taken the sleeve out of the case to even have it laying flat and then use it as a coffee rest. Like, what the hell?
Oh,
and this is idiots. A game that was like 250 odd quid when it came out. So.
People are just mental.
So yeah, they're out there, mate, unfortunately.
Yeah. I just want to say, Nick's joined us now. Hello, Nick. I hope you're doing well, mate.
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Sorry I'm a bit late. I got a note from my mummy, though.
So that's all right, then. That's all right. Good lad.
I will say one of the other things with the second-hand market, one of the best places I've actually ever gone shopping for second-hand goods was Japan.
Yeah, well, they've got whole shops dedicated to it, haven't they? It's mental,
and it's all, some of it is like as new. I bought a second-hand copy of one of the Idolmaster games on the PS3, and it was like the collector's edition.
Right, okay.
And all of the calendars and the character card things and all of them they were all still sealed as new in the thing, even though it was second hand.
Wow, that's amazing. That is pretty awesome, man.
So like,
yeah,
if you're after stuff that's looked after well, like you can't go wrong over there at the moment, it seems.
yeah, and that is a problem with CDs. You don't really get that problem with old cartridge games. But so I think this is the way that game preservation is going to go. Unfortunately, is people having to do what Danny's done, with modding their console and then having to download the games from websites online and transfer them over. And it's just a bit of a crying shame, I think, to be honest, because the Xbox 360 was really the start of digital only content on consoles, because because before then it was all physical, right? And then there was a huge push on the 360 on the with the like the Summer of Arcade and just the kind of what's it called, with the digital marketplace, just having the arcade section had all those specific little games, which had to be under a certain size, and they only ever come out digital, and now they're kind of lost.
Some of them came out physically.
Yeah,
I'm
but
pretty
not
sure
all
they
of
did
them.
like trials. They did physical copies for trials and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, what I'm saying is not all of them, right?
No.
So, the only way that you're going to be able to play them is, if they were available on, say, Steam on PC, then obviously you got the PC version still, right? Or this way. And, I will say, if you're not really wanting to do the modding on your Xbox 360, the Xbox 360 emulator on PC is getting better and better. I actually used the emulator on my PC to play that copy of GoldenEye that never came out. There was a copy of GoldenEye that was finished for the Xbox 360, but they never released it because of licensing and Nintendo being knobheads. But it leaked online a couple of years ago, and it works fucking amazingly, and it's so much better than that remastered one they put out. So, that emulator is getting better and better. So that is another way of being able to play it. But yeah, man, it's really cool, being able to mod these systems, So now we can add, because you can mod the original Xbox, which has been moddable for ages now, and now the 360. So that's I think that's pretty cool, mate. So thank you for letting us know about that. And did you find it difficult at all? Being kind of a newbie to soldering?
I'd say the serious part was trying to find that very small pin header. But again, just keep looking around on YouTube, look at other people's ways, just double check on your guides. Just don't feel like you've got to rush it. If you can't do it, just stop, walk away, take a breather, just concentrate on what you're doing. Just try and use the smallest solder tip, and just take your time. But luckily, I managed to do it with a magnifying glass app and not a proper magnifier scope.
Okay,
I was quite surprised that I managed to do it. But I'd say all in all, generally, that was the hardest part. And then the software side of it is just hook up the Pi, read the NANDs, build a custom NAND, write it, and it's done.
So you need to buy a Raspberry Pi as well then?
Yeah, that's the new method. You can use what's called a JR programmer as well. It's basically what it does is that it takes a copy of the original console's NAND. It takes that, it then rewrites it into custom, and then you just write that custom to the console.
Okay, that's pretty interesting, man. No, so thank you for that. I mean, there's loads of guides online because I've had a look, and it's something that I'm gonna probably do at some point because I've got like I've got 3 Xbox 360s just sitting there, so I might as well just do one of them. You know what I mean? So
if not, you can always just shop around on eBay. I'm sure there's somebody that's selling it.
Selling the modded
one.
chip
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
already,
Yeah.
Can I just jump in, Webby, quickly? Because I've done a lot of mods to my retro consoles. There's plenty of places online in the UK and things like Etsy that will either sell you a fully modded console, or you can send them your console and they'll mod it.
That's another way.
Yeah. Which is always, if you, because if like me, you think, oh, that looks easy. A lot of this times when you get down to it, it's not easy, or you haven't got the right bit, or you've overlooked something. But yeah, some of those shops as well, it might be, easier for some people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been going on for ages. Like, I still even remember the days with, like, the Super Nintendo and Mega Drive where you could send them off to certain people and they'd fit, like, a little switch, which would toggle it between, like, 60 hertz, 50 hertz, or, like, switch between the different countries for the games.
I was going to say, Webby, also, because the PS3 has been hackable for a long time, and I know my mates there, where they've had a PS3 hacked, and they went online with it by mistake, and they got the account banned. So I don't know how Xbox, but his account was banned even on the PS4, so, in the different room.
Yeah, and that's something you need to be careful of, I think, because obviously, because a lot of people, have had their accounts for many years, spent thousands and thousands of pounds on content, and you don't want to jeopardize that.
Yeah, exactly. That's another reason why I would never put my main profile on a modified console.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I still go online, I was going to say, I remember back during, like, the sort of heyday of the 360, I knew quite a few people who had, like, chipped consoles then.
Yeah.
And obviously there were certain games like Halo and a few others that would catch people out if you tried playing it online. And it would just brick the system. They didn't obviously ban their gamer tags or anything. It just basically meant they couldn't play their system online anymore. It was just like it blocked it from online access.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, no, that's interesting, mate. Thank you for that. That's been fascinating. So, yeah, all good.
I think if you've never soldered before and this was your first project, no, definitely not. You need to at least know the basics of it.
Yeah.
Of soldering.
Fair enough. Really follow a YouTube guide very slowly. Oh, dear.
Plus, I think a lot of these, from what I see, they're on 360s. A lot of them, especially the older ones, they'd like do a fix on them so you couldn't get Red Ring of Death as well.
Yes.
It depends how old your Xbox is, but they tend to do stuff like that as well, don't they?
Yeah, because the reason for the Red Ring of Death was the poor solder that they did initially, wasn't it? And after a while, with the heat and cooling, it would...
Other laws said they had to take the lead out.
Yes.
So then after a few years, depending on how much you use, heating up, cooling down, they used I think it was a synthetic lead substitute.
Yeah, and it was shite.
After a certain time, it just died. So your solder basically turned into water.
Yes.
So that's why nothing worked.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that if you go past, you've got to get the Jasper motherboard. So you've got to get basically the black 120 gig 360, then you should be okay.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but most of the old ones have probably died now, haven't they?
Well, I still have my original day one Xbox 360. I found it in a box in the loft when I was looking for my Xboxes.
You still have the multiple faceplates for it.
Yeah, it's still got the England flag face thingy on it. So if someone saw that Xbox now, they would call me a far right thug for having the England flag on as my faceplate. But that faceplate came out for the World Cup. Oh, fuck me. What year was that? 2006 or whatever it was. But the interesting thing about the Xbox 360 that I don't think a lot of people remember, and I always like to remind people of this, that original day one Xbox didn't have a HDMI port.
No.
Because this was...
They didn't even have Wi-Fi, did they?
No, they didn't. No. So, because even Wi-Fi back then wasn't really a thing. used to hardwire everything. Like those wireless routers weren't really, I mean, you never got them when you signed up to your broadband provider at all. It was just a modem back then. So yeah, I've still got that original Xbox without the HDMI port. And it's got I would have got a wireless adapter for it. But I'm actually missing the power lead for it. The actual, not the actual brick, but the bit you plug into the wall, you know, that bit. And I don't have that. I don't know where that bit's gone, so I can't actually use it, which is annoying. But
you must be able to buy a second one, like somewhere.
I think they changed that a few times, the design of it.
Oh, they did, yeah, because I got two Halo Reach Xbox 360s as well. So I'd probably mod one of them. But no, that original Xbox got sent back, I think around 4 or 5 times for red ringing. So yeah, crazy. And that's one of the reasons why I ended up owning more than one Xbox 360, because I was getting so fed up of not having a console to play on for weeks at a time while they were repairing it. Because I think they sent them to Germany at the time, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I ended up...
quite quick how they fixed them and sent them back, though, weren't they?
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks, yeah. So, but great console, man. Even with that red ring of death, that console, man, was still legendary, and I think the greatest console generation ever. And I'm just really sad that it's over. And what makes me more sad that it's over is the fact that when it was ending, I remember being so excited for the Xbox One to come out, and then the Xbox One was delivered, and I was like, okay, so what am I going to play? And then we ended up just playing Xbox 360 games on it for the most part, which was hilarious. But I really wish I hadn't have been really clamoring for that next gen at the time, because I think just savouring that time, you know?
It took a couple of years, didn't it, with the Xbox One to really sort of start to shine. You know, the first couple of years did feel a bit dead on titles, I always felt.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I still think Rise, Son of Rome and Dead Rising 3 or whatever it was were fantastic launch titles for it. Like, I enjoyed them for quite a long time.
Forza 5 was good. I'll tell you what, mate, we'll go on about it. That was a bloody good launch lineup.
What was the launch? So Battlefield I really wanted to play, but that was already out on the Xbox 360. Rise, Son of Rome was great, yes. What else came out on the one at launch? I can't fucking remember now.
What's that? Forza 5.
Horizon, what? Oh, actual Motorsport 5.
Yeah, Motorsport, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that looked awesome.
Yeah. But they forced the Kinect on people, and people didn't want it, and it jacked the price up.
You love the Kinect, Webby.
I love the Kinect, mate. Fucking great, but, you know, most people didn't like it. I just loved walking into the front room and going, Xbox on, and it'll turn on my TV, my sound bar, the console, you know.
You can still kind of do that now with the Alexa.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the Kinect and all that actually had better AI than her. She never bloody listens.
Yeah, that's because she's a woman, mate. Women don't listen to us men.
Giving me back chat now.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I think we should move on anyway. It's been great reminiscing, great talking about mod chips. Let's talk about modern video games. Dougster is asking a question in the Twitch. I just need to say hello to Cutty as well. Dougster, Angelos, hope you're all doing well. Dougster asks 2 things to me particularly. He says, did I ever get to play Delta Force 2? No, I didn't. And I'm really, really frustrated about this. So, it's Delta Force Hawk Ops. So, for those of you that don't know, Delta Force Hawk Ops is a new free-to-play game that's launching on PC soon. It's in a closed beta at the minute. It's been a closed beta for a few weeks. I have applied for a key. I've not got one, but people like Sly Almond have got one, and he hasn't even fucking played it yet. Dougster's got it, and a few other people. Now it is and from the looks of it, it's meant to be like an extraction shooter, a bit like Tarkov, but a bit more easier. But I watched some videos this week, and they've added another mode, which is pretty much just battlefield conquest mode, and you can drive tanks and everything, and it looks so fucking good, man. And it's free to play. Doug's we've been messaging back and forth a little bit about it, and he's really enjoying it. And he said to me that main mode is just like Escape from Tarkov, but easier, which is fine because Tarkov doesn't have even have a fucking map you can look at. You got to go online and work out where you fucking are and shit. Whereas obviously on this you can look at a map. But I've been watching some videos of this just on that Battlefield Conquest mode, and it just looks like a lot of fun. So I'm hoping I get a key at some point because I don't actually know when the full game is coming out. But I'm jealous of those people that have it. So yes, it looks good. But there is another game that's in beta at the minute, which I did play this week, which I will briefly mention, called Arena Breakout Infinite. So this game is not even on Steam, which is really annoying. It's coming to Steam at some point. But it's pretty much Escape from Tarkov, another one of these extraction games like Escape from Tarkov. It's free to play, but at the minute there's only like one map that I can play on, which is called Farm. And it seems a little bit easier, to be honest, than Tarkov. Like, I haven't even died yet, and I've played this a few times. Hello? I just heard something in the background there. What the fuck?
Sorry, that was me. Ignore that. Sorry, that was me.
Oh, mate. So, but no, I will say, like, the graphics on this Arena Breakout are really good. It's free to play, which I was thinking, oh yeah, that's really cool. And I've jumped in, and it puts you in with other people. So you're always in like a squad of 4, and I haven't even died yet. So it's a lot easier than Tarkov. You bring up a map, and the map's quite small from what I've played so far. So I've done like 3 or 4 runs, and I'm even now, like after those 3 or 4 runs, I'm a bit like, I'm not really sure on the gameplay loop of this, because it is it's an exact rip-off of Tarkov with the item management system. Even the type of missions you do, there's like a marketplace with people, and you got to do missions for them. So it's literally going into the map. Oh yeah, go and find me some med kits in this building, and then extract or whatever. And I'm like, this is just Tarkov but on easy mode, and I don't mind that. Well, I wouldn't mind that if it was just a tiny bit different, or they'd made, you know, it a bit more, put a bit more enemies in it or whatever. So I don't think it's going to last the test of time. But also, I've seen a lot of reviews, videos online of people moaning about it, because apparently it can get quite egregious with the pay to win mechanic. So you can buy everything with real money in that, including guns, armor, even better bullets with real cash. And I get it, it's free to play, right? And they got to make the money, but I think from what I've seen in those videos and stuff, that looks a bit too egregious to me. And the other thing that doesn't sit right with me is the fact that I only just found this out this week, that this game was originally, well, there was a version of it originally on the mobile phone. So this is coming from like a mobile phone pay to win model, which we all know that mobile phone games are fucking awful at that, and translated that into a PC game. And with, you know, a Tarkov being out there, it's only 30 quid. We've got that Delta Hawks game coming out soon, and that's free to play. You know, the market is looking a little bit saturated already with these type of games. So I think if they really need to do something, I think, to hold that player base on this game in particular. You know, because I was really excited, and so I've only played it for a couple of hours, and already I'm just like, I'm a bit like, oh, I can't be fucked now. You know, it's just like it's not even on that pay to win stuff. It's just there's not enough of a variety for me. You know, whereas that Delta Hawks game has that other mode, has other modes and shit. I think that's pretty cool, and it's kind of competing with Tarkov and Battlefield at the same time. So yeah, I don't know, this Arena Breakout game, I'm gonna have to give it a thumbs down, unfortunately, which is a shame because I was a little bit excited when it first come out, but yeah, not great. So having to pay for guns, bullets, extra space in your storage and all that stuff is just like, no, I'd rather just pay for a game at the end of the day, just pay the 30 quid or whatever, not fucking end up spending hundreds on this other bullshit. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to say on those games anyway. So, I'm going to move it on to Darren just to tell us what he's been playing this week. Anything interesting, mate?
No, not really.
All right. I'll see you next week then.
Well, just still been like mucking around on the First Descendant.
Yeah.
Basically did some stuff the other day with Pudster, running around on hard, like farming materials to open, but then you've obviously got to farm the other materials to be able to open them.
Okay.
Sort of thing, so it gets pretty grindy. There was apparently a trailer that was supposed to be at Gamescom that ended up being leaked early.
Oh, okay.
For the new season. So that's up, basically detailing the next Descendant story stuff, because they touched on the Bunny storyline during this, which I've finished, and it's actually quite well done.
Okay.
It's just a shame you can't get to rewatch cutscenes or anything. Whether they add that at some point later, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Also shows off the new Descendant that's coming. Uses a sniper rifle, or like a railgun sniper rifle, really. And teased Ultimate Frayner, because it's going to be her storyline
Nice.
for it, and a load of other bits and bobs. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, Gamescom, they're doing like an opening night live thing, aren't they, on Tuesday?
Yes.
I've noticed.
Yes. I can't remember what time that is in the UK though.
They're usually around like 7, 8 o'clock, aren't they?
Yeah,
or
because it's
6
in
o'clock, something like that. It's about 11 a.m. like in America, isn't it? So
yeah, because it's in Germany, isn't it? So it's going to be kind of our time zone, so we'll be all right to watch it. So, and I know Xbox are there this year, aren't they, as well? So it's going to be quite interesting to see.
Yes, they're going to be doing something, yeah.
The bits and bobs, yeah, man. Yeah, so that's Tuesday. I think I saw some advertising about that actually on the Xbox dashboard earlier, but I didn't really pay it a lot of attention because, adverts on the dashboard. But yeah, man, it'll give us something to talk about next week, won't it? This First Descendant trial, I'm watching it now. There's a lot of tight asses in this, isn't there?
They want to make money, mate.
Yeah.
They want to make money. Obviously, we all know how well that the things like the Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League are failing miserably.
Yes.
By, like we'll say, doing the complete opposite of what people kind of want from their games.
Yes. Indeedly do. Okay, mate, is that it? Is that what you wanted to say?
Yeah, that might as well, yeah. Touch on that.
All right.
I mean, I've got a couple of other things I'll briefly talk about when it comes around again, but it won't be long.
Yeah. Cool, mate. Nick, anything from you, mate?
Yeah, I had to go on the newest one, Forza Motorsport, because
yes.
I tried that like the day or two it came out on Game Pass last year, but it was just broken and wouldn't hardly run for some reason. So, and then obviously my Game Pass ran out, and I saw it in Smith's for a tenner. So
Okay.
I thought, I'll pay a tenner for it, because it's nice to have a disc with nothing on it that lets you download a 100 gig game into it. But yeah, because I always get in the mood for some of these games and I want to play them, And then I always think I want to go back to the Horizon games because I just think they're much more fun. Because like basically with these, it's just like the menus are all over the place and a bit confused. Like actually, like how you would progress the game. It's like you have to pick the cars and the classes and the types of races what they tell you to pick.
Yes.
So I can't just go through the game and just pick, the cars I like, the hot hatches or whatever cars that I like. It's like, oh, now you've got to do the big 4x4 thing and now you've got to drive a lorry. And I'm just like, oh, I can't be, I just want to drive the cars I want. I don't want to drive the cars they tell me. So I'm not, really sure how you progress whatever main campaign. But
There isn't a main campaign. Well, that's the thing, right? So
yeah, it's just like loads of little banners which you go from like 1 to 2 to 3 and you just try to finish the races.
So-
they tell you.
So I'll give you a little bit of an explanation, right? So, like if you play Gran Turismo, you got that cafe and it gives you the stuff to do, right? And it's quite nicely laid out, etc.
I haven't played Gran Turismo.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Well, this is me just comparing then. Whereas on Forza, like I've only done one single player cup because I just can't be fucked because it doesn't actually mean anything because it's literally, it shows you the type of races to do and then you just go and do them and then you get like a reward at the end, be it a car or something. For me, Forza Motorsport's really just about the multiplayer because I jumped on it yesterday and today with a few people. And had some fun with it, right? And that's what I do with it. But I think as a single player experience, it's very shallow. There's nothing really there.
All I do is pick the car that I've got, which I like, and just go on quick race. And I just have about 45 minutes of an hour racing on the tracks. And I'm like, okay, bored now. It just doesn't seem to be much to do. Like I said, was there much of a story in Horizon? I mean, obviously you had the big map, which you could unlock stuff and do the, what are they called? Like
the festival places and all that. Yeah.
And all things like that. So there was stuff you could unlock and find the barns. But whereas with this, it's not much, well, there's nothing like that you can do, and there isn't much of a thing. But I suppose this is just more for the people who just want to race. They don't like none of that stuff.
Yeah.
There's people out there that don't like all the crap in Horizon, just want to drive around tracks. And that's fair enough. So obviously that's why the motorsport games are for that and the Horizon games are for that.
I will say another good feature of motorsport is the rivals mode. So you choose a track and a car class and then you have a leaderboard of your friends with the lap times. So that's quite good for that leaderboard type mode. But yeah, I completely agree with the single player mode it's shit. I'll just say it is fucking shit. It just feels there's just no soul there,
There's nothing that I can achieve. I mean, even if I did all the weird races that they picked, like, for you to do, I don't know what that does. That just unlocks more races that they want to pick for you to do in different cars.
That's pretty, yeah.
But whereas you could complete Horizon pretty much using one car if you wanted to. I know when you do was it showcases?
Yeah.
I know you have to use like a special car for that, but that's just a one-off thing. After that, you could do, you could pick like a hot hatch, like a golf.
Yeah, but they're different games, mate. Horizon's an arcade game.
Yeah.
Whereas these are meant. This is meant to.
I'm glad that they've done two though, rather than try to give you a weird hybrid, so it's neither one nor the other.
But no, it's still got its issues though, and unfortunately, it's still every so often crashes it crashes to dashboard. You lose the sound of your cars sometimes. It's just it's not polished still after a year. Yeah. Which is a crying shame, and that's just and to me that just shows where Microsoft game studios are at the minute. They're just not what they used to be, and that's a very sad thing for me to say.
I think their quality testing is not as high as it used to be because they think, well, you're getting it for free on Game Pass, so you can't complain. I was like, well, it's not for free on Game Pass because you have to pay for Game Pass, and you've put the price up on Game Pass, and it's not just a Microsoft thing. A lot of games are coming out glitchy and broken on launch.
Yeah.
But it's nice. Plus, also, I mean, I've got it. I might get the Ultimate Edition of 4 because they're turning, which I think between 2 and 4, Horizon 2 and 4, one of those two are my favourite ones, and they're turning off or delisting Horizon 4 in a few weeks.
Yes, that's right.
Which is weird. It's
licensing, isn't it? And Forza one in the UK as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I want to keep it, and I don't know because I've got it on disc, but I think you can get like the whole Ultimate Edition, which you got. I mean, but also I don't know. Does that mean that you can't play it online either? If it's getting delisted, if you've got it, you can still download it, or do you see what I mean?
It depends if it has dedicated servers or not. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's
I'm
not
guessing
dedicated...
that the servers will still be running. They just have a reason that they can't sell it outright. Because otherwise, no one would be able to access and play it. Because I think it is pretty much... I don't know if it's an always online game, but it pretty much operates that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, when I've tried to play it offline, it always seems to eventually force me, and I don't realise I'm playing online. Because then you see the cars that come up to you in the free roam, they're like invisible, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right.
But I enjoyed that I think I played a couple of hours of that today just to get my driving fix in. So
nice.
For a tenner, you can't really complain for a tenner.
That's good. There's some good sales on Xbox at the minute. I've noticed that Borderlands 3 is only £6 now.
I mean, I bought. I don't know why because I haven't played any of the others, and I bought them all on 360, and then the Legendary Collection. I bought Andromeda. Like Ultimate Edition, which is like £4.
Nice.
So I'm like, and eventually I'll find the 200 odd hours to play through all 4 Mass Effect games. Eventually.
Great game series, mate. Amazing games.
I know, it's
the first three.
Yes.
I loved KOTOR, and it should be right up my alley, but I don't. I keep playing like Resident Evil 2 on PS1 instead.
Yeah. When I went back to play the first Mass Effect on that collection, though, it just felt very dated to me, and I never finished it again because I was just like, it just felt a bit jank, but good memories anyway. Anyway, let's move on. Brooksy, you played anything interesting, mate?
I won't mention too much, otherwise I won't have nothing else to say later on, but just quickly for now, the 360 titles that I'm going through are Lollipop Chainsaw. I remember that back in the day, which apparently is actually getting a new re-release.
Well, yes.
Repop, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, that's the one.
Apparently it's getting some mixed previews at the minute, though, unfortunately. So it'd be interesting to see what it's like when it actually comes out, because there's a few reports coming out saying it's going to be very lazy. So we shall see. But no, the original was awesome.
Yeah, that's been nice to play that again. Bit of Family Guy, Afro Samurai.
Classic.
Yeah. It's the same with Family Guy. The multiplayer side of it didn't quite work as they planned it to be. I thought that would have been quite good fun, but the game campaign is still quite a good laugh. So, yeah, I'd say that's it for now.
Is that it? Is that all we wanted to mention quick, is it?
Yeah, and then next round I'll mention a few other bits.
Yeah, I will say briefly as well, Lollipop Chainsaw isn't the only game from that kind of era getting a refresh this year either, is it?
Well, what else?
Well,
Shadows of the Damned is also getting a
Really?
reboot.
Oh, I love that game.
I heard on the Xbox.
That was awesome,
I thought
man.
that guy got cancelled. Guy who made
What was that, sorry?
I thought the guy who made that got cancelled for being whatever.
Oh, I've got no idea. Wouldn't it? It was Suda51, wasn't it?
I think
that was involved in it.
I think he went in like a Twitter meltdown and slagged everyone off, and then quit games. Unless he's got nothing to do with it, and just the company own the rights to it, and they're just doing it. But I'm sure that was him.
Fair dues. Right, okay. What What shall I talk about first of all then? Oh, so many games, so little time. Okay, I'm going to talk about Cult of the Lamb again. I noticed this always happens. I bought the game and then within the week it goes on sale. So I bought it. Well, actually,
or gets added to Game Pass, that sort of thing.
well, no. Wow, this is what. Wow. Okay, so let me just talk about this. So I bought it actually for a tenner of CD keys for PCs, and that's actually the price it's selling for on Xbox now. But it's also now coming to PlayStation Plus in a few weeks, which is pretty cool. So anyway, I've been playing a lot of Cult of the Lamb on my PC and on my Steam Deck, which has been awesome. And they added an update that allows local co-op. And my boy was like, "Oh, Daddy, I really want to play." I was like, "Yeah, cool, mate." So it was sitting upstairs and we're playing it on the PC. And then I was like, "Oh, mate, I don't want to sit up here anymore because I'll sit up in this PC chair all fucking day for work. And the last thing I want to do in an evening is stay sitting up here." So that's why I have my games consoles, right? I like to sit on the sofa and not get a numb ass. And I was like, "Oh, how are we going to do this?" I was thinking, well, it's only a piddly indie game, really, like with little cartoony graphics. I'll dock my Steam Deck and we'll play it on the telly. Oh my God. I put it only at 1080p and that game runs like arse on the telly, docked on the Steam Deck. And I was thinking, how can it run so bad? It's only like a little kind of indie title. What, I've played some big ass games on my Steam Deck in handheld mode, and it must just, the only thing I can think of is it must just really struggle just trying to up-res the graphics to a higher resolution. That's all I can think of. So anyway, I was sitting there and I said, "Marcus, mate, I can't play like this. It's hurting my eyes, mate." I said, let's just have a look at how much it is on the Xbox. So I looked on the Xbox, saw it was on sale. So I actually ended up buying it again on the Xbox. So I've actually, in the last week, I've bought the game, well, a couple of weeks, I've bought the game twice. And it's actually really fun in co-op. So what you do is you launch the game and then you press start and it says add the co-op. So Marcus turns on his Xbox controller, signs into his profile, and the second character is a lamb. Not a lamb, like a ram. So you're a lamb and you bring in like a ram, one with the horns. And you can play through the whole game just in couch co-op, which is great because it's cutesy looking. He doesn't understand what's going on because obviously it has those dark undertones where you're running a cult and you're brainwashing all your followers to do this shit and you can sacrifice them and all that. Yeah. But he loves it, and it's actually really cool to play a game like this in couch co-op because when you're doing the runs and killing the enemies and the bosses, it just makes it a little bit easier when there's two of you. And then he just loves going around and like putting all the buildings down and all that sort of shit. It's a great game, it really is. So yeah, I've owned it twice now, and it doesn't have any online co-op, but it's definitely one of the better games I've played in a while because it's just fun. It's just silly. So, yeah, Cult of the Lamb, awesome game. Check it out. Boom. Back to Darren.
Yeah, I finished the Street Fighter 6 Battle Pass while we was recording the podcast.
Oh.
So that's something, I guess.
Nice, mate.
I'm free from that until the beginning of next month, and then I'd try out another one.
Okay. Any news of Super Duper Ultimate Edition coming out?
No idea, to be honest. As not yet. They might after the end of Year 2's characters, quite possibly.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I'm glad you're still enjoying it, mate. That's all good.
It's still a really good, fun game that you can get quite a lot out of.
Yeah.
Because there's got quite a few different modes to it and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can pick it up pretty dirt cheap now as well, to be honest. I think I usually see it for around 20 odd quid or so.
Nice, mate.
Sort of
Excellent.
typical for games that are about a year or so gone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Where are we? Nick?
Yeah, still plodding through Assassin's Creed. I'm up to about 60-something hours now.
Which one? Which
I'm-
Assassin's Creed?
Valhalla.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, still trying to get through that. It's just the game that doesn't want to end. It just keeps going.
I
But
know that feeling.
yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on because I'm doing a lot at the moment where you have to pledge your allegiance to whatever parts of the map, and it's like its own little story from that little bit into for like maybe an hour or so you do that part. Oh, that's good. But the actual, well, what you'd call a main story, I have no idea what's happening or not with the guy. And there's like someone turned up the other day and challenged me to a fight to the death, and I'm like, I have no idea who you are, mate. To be honest, I'll kill you, but not a clue. Like, so I'm enjoying it, but I mean, I don't know if the next, because did they miss a year and then they had, what was it, Mirage, which didn't do apparently.
I think
very
so,
well.
yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're still sort of forcing you to play between 60 and 100 hours, of the game to actually finish it or not. But I've still got like Odyssey left to play. I think I've still, what's the other one? Syndicate. I haven't played that one yet. Unity. I still can't get past through the tutorial. It's bugged.
Ubi shite, mate, as Colin would say.
Yeah,
Ubi shite.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting as much. I mean, especially the crap I had with Watch Dogs Legion last year, where after all these years, the game is still absolutely fucked on Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah, I still can't believe any company would make a game where you can't manually save it.
Yeah, that is
Just
fucking awful.
seems a bit stupid.
Well,
Unless it's like an always online.
Yeah. But not only that, it's that every so often the game will crash and it will manually say or automatically save your game as a new game at the start. That's the problem. That's the thing, the glitch, and apparently it's only on Xbox. The PS4 or PS5 version is fine, and it's annoying because it's so well known. So they must know about it. They just do not give a shit.
Yeah, and it's a shame.
It can't be a difficult fix, can it?
Yeah, no, and that's what annoys me because Ubisoft used to be one of the best, games dev publisher for many years, and what has happened to them? Well, I know we've talked about this before, but it's just
like
watching the demise.
Same as EA. Look at EA now.
Yeah. It just boggles my mind. It's such a shame.
Maybe they just think people's attention spans, like the majority of people who buy games now, like younger than us, just play for a few hours and never finish them. So they probably won't notice.
I don't think. I just think they're lazy and hiring the wrong people.
Yeah, that as well. But
it's
just like because every so often I see it on like hot UK deals that it will come up. Oh, it's on offer digital for like £5, and then you read in the comments, the game's still fucked on Xbox. It's only been 5 years. So it's just like, oh. But that was annoying because that game was actually really good as well. Apart from that, and I'm just like, I must have played it for 15 hours before it just overwrit my save.
Yeah,
and I can't put. I mean, the thing is though, if it was like that happened at launch and they've patched it, then I would go back and play it. But considering it's years later and they're just not acknowledging it at all, I thought I can't because I could put all those hours in to get back up to where I was and it could do it again.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you at all, mate. No, it makes complete sense. Cool. Back to you, Danny, I think.
Right. So there was actually another purchase I'd done about a month ago. Somebody from here recently as well, I believe, had one as well. And that was a PS Portal.
Oh, the PS Portal.
Yes, that's another recent purchase as well.
So
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
I actually like, so before you talk about it, I want to know why, because
So,
it
okay,
seems
yeah, go
quite
on.
expensive for something that you just stream your console to. So it's basically just a
Mm,
screen with a controller attached.
yes, I guess so in a way. So for me, so my current setup for me is a Series X in the living room, a PlayStation 5 in the living room, and when the TV's been occupied, I then go in the bedroom and play the Series S, which ain't a bad little console for that reason. But then after a while, I'm thinking, well, I can't play PlayStation. I've got to sit here and play something that I don't really fancy playing on the Xbox. So I was looking around and I'm thinking, well, I don't really want to get another PlayStation 5, even on the second-hand used market. And I was looking around and it weren't until somebody on here as well recently said they had one. I think it might be Graham. And I found one on eBay that was brand new, used once, immaculate condition, 130 quid, and it's pretty good. I'm quite loving it. It's really handy for when the TV's been occupied or you come home, you're in bed, have a quick half an hour bash on it, and yeah, I'm quite loving it actually.
Oh, that's good to hear. Like, so the main concern that I would have with something like this is, what's the streaming actually like? What's the picture quality like? Do you have to be on your home network to play it, or could you take it to the office and play it
Right,
on your
yeah,
lunch break? You know, I've got all these questions.
yeah. Right, okay. So technically, it's not a handheld. You don't play games off the portal.
No.
It's a mirrored streaming device. So you need to have a PlayStation 5. You know how you can stream your Xbox through Windows?
Yeah.
That sort of concept, but you've got a handheld device. So yes, you do need to have your own network. You do need to have good Wi-Fi coverage. I've got multiple access points around the house anyway, so I'm fine for that. Apparently you can go outside your network, outside your home, and play it through a hotspot on your mobile. Apparently they've updated the firmware so you can use public Wi-Fi. But again, it just depends on the internet speed on both sides. I'd say it's not ideal for first-person shooters, but it's perfect for offline campaign games.
Okay. So is there a little bit of a delay then?
For me, no, but some people might find there is, depend on how good their Wi-Fi coverage is or even their internet speed full stop. But generally, it works. The only issues I've had a couple of times is it can kind of look a bit like downgraded at first, but give it a moment and it then refreshes.
Right.
And
Okay.
it's like just there. It's a perfect mirrored screen.
Okay.
I will say the only annoying thing for me is the fact that you've got to have your PlayStation on standby. If you do a full shutdown, the portal won't see it.
Yeah.
So
No, that makes sense.
you've always got to have it running in the background, so to speak.
Yeah. Oh, I think that makes sense actually, because otherwise, how's it gonna power on? How's it gonna know it's connecting? It's got to be in some type
Yeah,
of, it's got to be in the standby mode. Yeah.
because PlayStation does that weird thing as well. When you do a full shutdown or even turn it off at the mains and then you turn it on for the first time, it's got to go through that hard drive check.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a shame you can't. I even did actually try connecting the PlayStation to a smart plug and then do it that way. But if it weren't for that, it would have been another easier way. But game-wise, I've been playing The Order 1886, which is
Quality.
yeah. It's a shame that there isn't an official 60 FPS patch for it. Apparently you can if you have a jailbroken PS5, but officially no. So it's not too bad looking, but it definitely does need a bit of a touch, I feel.
Cool. No, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I do think though, like when I was looking at this, because you can actually use like I think there's like an app on your phone where you can stream your PlayStation. You can use a Steam Deck and other devices. So for me, looking outwards, like I think this device is kind of pointless for a lot of reasons, but obviously you found a good use case for it, which is, it's nice, as long as you enjoy it.
I did actually think about getting one that you just said, but
Steam Deck,
looking at the price, Steam Deck, but the prices of them, this is just too cheapy to me to find.
What's it like using? Is it like, what's the battery life like and stuff like that? Does it?
A couple of hours out of it, on a full charge. Couple of hours.
It's got vents at the top or something, or is that just to? Has it got all fans built in?
No, it hasn't got a vent on it. No,
but those speakers. At the top.
The speakers are
right.
top, yeah. So the sound fires up instead of below, which is a nice little feature.
Cool. No, it looks good, mate.
Comfortably wise, that's a good 1080p picture. So if you do get one, set your console to automatic and not 4K, otherwise it won't find it.
Does it have all the haptics like a normal controller as well?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's not bad, really.
Yeah. Looks pretty cool. Not something that I would need a mouse because I would just because for an example, if I want to play my PlayStation upstairs, I just unplug it and bring it upstairs.
See, I've got mine wall mounted on the wall behind the TV, and I'm a bit of a cable ID freak as well, so that'd be a pain in the ass to get down, move, and
that's fine. I get it. So, I get it.
Yeah. Do you ever find you get arm ache or neck ache after a while with your Steam Deck?
No.
Do you ever find that?
No.
It might just be me then.
No. I have had neck ache before, like while playing handhelds and stuff, like because you're sort of constantly bent over, leaning forward.
Well, I'm surprised all these people that are on fucking TikTok all day on their phones aren't the same then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, looks cool, but you know what these things are, Webby. We don't need any of this stuff.
No.
We just want it.
Yeah, well, I don't, but...
I know, but I'm just saying...
It does look cool.
Yeah, but no, we don't need any of this stuff. It's all about want. And,
of course.
If it's a very niche... I mean, there's a lot of people I know that, like with the Switch, it's a similar sort of thing. Like, they either only use it portable or they only use it docked. There's hardly any people I know that
does both.
Mix it up very often.
Yeah.
So
cool, man. I'm glad you like it. Awesome. Right, I'm just gonna very quickly just talk about a couple of games, just very briefly, just because I've played them. I've been playing a lot this week of Counter-Strike 2. I don't know why it's got its hooks into me. I've just been really enjoying playing it a lot. Great little shooter, PC. Fuck's sake, these cunts. I'm going to have to fucking put the auto mod on this chat because all these spam bots keep coming into the Twitch chat. Oh, get more fun of me.
Yeah, that's getting stupid on Twitch again.
Yeah, so... that's annoying me. Anyway, so Counter-Strike, awesome. Mrs. hasn't been here this weekend, so I've had a lot of gaming time this weekend. So I've spent nearly all day today playing Call of Duty Warzone with Colin. So big shout out to Colin. Hope you're doing well. We had a really good time on that. Been playing some PGA Tour with Gavin as well, which has been quite good as a chill before going to bed. He still keeps on beating me. I think he's cheating. But yeah, that's really cool. I loaded up Alan Wake 2 again today, and only because I bought the DLC ages ago, and it's in 3 chapters, but I've only done chapter 1. So I thought I'd better do, they're in episodes, so I thought I'd better do episode 2 today, and they're pretty short. So basically, In this episode, you play as the lady from Control, if you've ever played that. And it's basically really fucking weird. So if you've played Alan Wake 2, there's that area of the map where you're in the Coffee World theme park. So you go back to the theme park, and the whole episode revolves around coffee and government conspiracies of them tainting the coffee. So when you drink the coffee, they use it as mind control, and it's very bizarre and crazy and weird and a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed that. I'll be doing chapter 3 probably at some point this week, because as I say, the chapters haven't been very long, but yeah, I'd left it a while since buying the DLC to actually play this chapter, just because I don't know why, I've just been a bit distracted, I guess. Enjoyed it. It was fun. Took about an hour and a bit. Alan Wake 2 still hasn't made any money, which is crazy to me. But yeah, these episodes are pretty fun. So I just wanted to briefly mention that. So that was pretty cool. And the other thing I wanted to briefly mention was that Mafia Remastered has come to Game Pass. Played some of that this week. It's called Mafia, the Definitive Edition. I remember playing the original game. I've actually already played this Definitive Edition on PC already. But obviously it's on Game Pass. Chivo's baby. So I started playing that again this week, and it's great. Really enjoyable. So
yeah, I love that game. So you started with the first one, yeah?
Well, there's only one Mafia game, mate. It's only the one.
No, there's 3 Mafia games.
No, but the Definitive Edition's just the one game.
Well, I thought they remastered them all.
Well, this is just the first game.
Ah, right, yeah.
Yeah, Mafia Definitive or whatever it is, yeah.
They brought them out in a bundle of 1, 2, and 3. I think the third one is just the Xbox version.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I played that a couple of years ago. That's an awesome game.
Yeah,
especially if you've played 2, because it like shows you bits like link into 2.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool.
But yeah, no, the graphics look really nice on it. I'm playing it on PC. It looks really, really nice. And it's just nice because it's like playing through an old Mafia movie, because it has all the my God, what's going on with my YouTube? It's like being really shit. But no, the graphics look nice. It's like Grand Theft Auto a little bit, but the story's very much like The Sopranos, So yeah, just really enjoying the vibe. And yeah, it's just nice to see a really good game come to Game Pass. So if you've got Game Pass, check it out. I believe it's already been on PS Plus before as well. So that's cool.
It was one of those games that was kind of a shame that it came out just before like the series and PS5. So it never got like obviously a next gen kind of update. It just kind of has a PS4 and
right.
Xbox One version of it.
Okay. Well, I mean, it still looks fantastic, man. So, because I think the original came out in like 2002 or something. So.
Oh yeah, it's pretty old.
Yeah, they've done a really good job, I would say. So, yeah, great game. I'm just going to rattle off the rest of the games I've played because I'm going to just talk about very quick. Doom 1 and 2 came out on Game Pass as well in a bundle. It's Doom. Well, what I was going to say, but what they've added is online co-op. So I jumped online yesterday with Gavin and we played through all of Doom 2 in co-op, which was actually really fun. So
you actually see the other bloke though when you're running around.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I've never seen. Does it look good or does it look stupid?
It looks quite funny because you know how fast everyone moves in Doom, or like how fast you move.
Yeah.
They just rattle on really fast. It just looks quite funny. And it does, like, even now, like, it takes quite a bit of getting used to, like, not being able to, like, move the gun up and down. That's just really weird because obviously it was such an early game. You just shoot in front of you, and if an enemy's above you, it just automatically hits. But it's just odd,
Early
Uh,
auto aim.
yeah, but it's good. Like it's still a lot of fun. It still holds up as a fun game even now, to be fair, because you play it now and it just looks like it's stylized. You know what I mean? So yeah, enjoyed that.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
I tried to get it for, because if you've got the either Doom 1 or Doom 2
yeah,
on any of the platforms, you'll get it for free. So just look in your library. But I looked and I had the 360 versions of Doom and Doom 2. So it's not those versions. It's like the newest versions. But I did have it on Switch.
right.
I had Doom 1 and 2 on the Switch. So when I just looked through the library, I was like, oh, it's there for nothing. So you just go through and claim it for free.
Right.
So if people
Okay.
are like, oh, I haven't got Game Pass, but I've got it on PlayStation, then you can get it for free,
Cool.
which is nice.
Yeah, nice. Cool. Okay, last couple of games then. I remember ages ago talking about this game, and it's actually on Game Pass now, but I bought it when it launched, and that's Arcade Paradise. Love this game. Never actually finished it. But I've got, like, I started playing it again on, was it Thursday or Friday? And I was actually, because I played it a lot and got quite far in, I actually got to a point now where there is no more laundrette in front of my arcade. It's just pure arcade now. So I've actually progressed the story to it just being an arcade. And it's, pretty fun. I think there's still some more unlocks to get, but I feel like I'm pretty much at the end of the story, shall we say, of Arcade Paradise. It's still an enjoyable game because it's just fun just managing your actual arcade and then just playing the little arcade games that are in the game, because a lot of them are really fun. So I do recommend people check out Arcade Paradise, because it just has that from beginning, like from where you start, where it's laundrette and you only have a couple of arcades, and then you work your way up to expanding the actual arcade, buying more arcade machines, playing the arcade machines, getting the unlocks and stuff. It's got quite a good, what's the word? Leveling, if that makes sense. Like that progression of the game of your arcade is quite rewarding. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So really enjoyed playing some more of that this week, because I hadn't played it, as I say, I hadn't played it for a little while. So it's quite nice to go back to some of these older titles that you hadn't played for a while, So, yeah, Arcade Paradise is awesome. And the last thing I just wanted to talk about very briefly, I know we've talked about the Xbox 360 servers for purchasing going down, but this morning I wanted to play, I felt like playing something Xbox 360. So I loaded up Battlefield 1943, which was a Xbox Live exclusive game. And I believe a lot of us played it. Was a great game. Absolutely loved it. However, I didn't know this, but they shut the online servers down in December. So it's like pointless even being on my hard drive, because it's an online only fucking game. So it's sitting on my Xbox Series X hard drive and I can't even play the cunting game. Sorry for my swear words, but it annoys me that they've done this, because it used to be such a good game back in the day. Yeah, and you can't play it. Like, there's no way of playing it.
It's surely still available on the PC, I'd imagine, isn't it? Because that was where it started off.
I've not even looked today, to be honest. But it's
I'm pretty sure it was a PC game that was ported over.
But it's just frustrating. So it's not on Steam. I'll check my EA app when it loads. But you know what I mean? Like, you fancy playing one of your old console games, right? And you can't play it anymore. And it just made me feel really sad this morning. You know, that again, you know, another game, you can't fucking never play it again.
Possibly gone forever.
Yeah. And I can't even see it on the EA app either. So it looks like this game is dead completely.
Have they added? Because I know sometimes they do it where they like add old maps and things like that to other battlefields. Wasn't there a battlefield that actually used maps and like period piece weapons and stuff for some of their game modes?
So like in the latest Battlefield in 2042, there's a lot of the older maps and game modes and shit from other games. I don't actually know if there's anything from 1943 in 2442. I'm not sure. And there might be.
Might have been Battlefield 4 or something I was thinking of that did something like that.
Okay. It's just...
Because I remember doing one of them and someone was like, oh no, this is one of the maps and stuff from like the Vietnam expansion that they did. And I was like, oh, right, interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. But no, it just... again, our gaming history is being erased. Can't play them anymore. So, yeah, just wanted to briefly mention that bit of sad news. So, anyway, who was after me anyway? I can't fucking remember now.
It was originally me. I've pretty much burnt through everything.
Cool.
Final
Nick?
Fantasy 14 and all the rest of it. The usual bits and bobs.
Cool. Anything else from you, Nick?
Yeah, only one more. I've been playing as a PS5 game. I think it's only PS5. I'm not sure. It's fairly new for me. I think it's a year or two. It's called Fort Solace. Have you heard of that, Webby?
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Not played it.
Yeah, I mean, I got it for my birthday a few months ago because I think it was digital only, and then it got released physical, and it was like 20 quid. But basically, it's like a first-person game that kind of looks a bit like Dead Space, but it's more of a, like a walking sim, but like, not first person, third person. And I'm not really sure what's going on. I mean, the graphics are just really good, and the voice acting's pretty good as well. And like I said, I've only played it for about an hour or so, but I think it's only about 4 hours long.
Right, okay.
And basically you're playing as, two people. You got was Jack and then Jess. And basically you're working on, I think it's like a satellite or communications thing in space in the future. And then you get like a distress call from Fort Solace. So he's like, oh, I'll just ring him and they'll tell me it's a false alarm. And he rang him and it didn't. So you basically have to go to Fort Solace to find out what happened.
Yeah. And
then you get there and it's just like, there's no one here. Why is there no one here? And you're just walking around. And it's got the usual thing, with games, like key cards and stuff that you have to find to get through different doors. And there's no run buttons. You just walk around really slowly. But, it's more story-based. And you're talking to Jess, who's who you left working on the thing, because he's just adamant it was just like a false alarm. So he's walking around thinking, oh, what's going on? I mean, I still haven't found exactly what's going on, so I don't want to spoil it too much, but I've basically found like a first dead body, like blood everywhere, and you're like, oh dear, something's kicked off here. So it's a lot of backtracking up and down, finding keys, which I kind of like because, that's like the old Resident Evil games.
Okay.
And things like that, and it's very... The thing is, that the graphics, I don't know if they're brilliant or not. Because
is it a walking sim or is it a different type?
Kind of walking, but third person. It looks like Dead Space, though. Like I haven't had any combat at all. It just seems like it goes from, like, if something happens, there's a cutscene. I mean, the game started and you got in your little space car and you were driving off, and I thought, oh, I'll be driving off. Nope, it was just like robot controlled, so you couldn't even, control that and stuff like that. And it's just basic things like hold this button, then hold this button, hold R1 and then spin the analog stick to hook onto this and things like that.
Right.
And there is a
Okay.
few bits, and I've had a fight with someone on a few bits where QTEs come up, which I love QTEs, obviously, because I like Shenmue back in the day, but probably because I'm old, more than likely, and slow, but I'm also going to blame the game because they come up on screen and they're just sort of white and slightly see-through, and I always put them in weird, like, areas of the screen. So I'm enjoying the cutscene, enjoying the graphics, and I'm like, oh, I should have pressed the cutscene, and then I got the shit kicked out of me. But it never, like, punished you for missing them. So I don't know if with either, maybe it gives you different outcomes. Like, I had a fight and got the shit kicked out of me. I don't know if you can win that fight if you actually press the QTEs or not, or maybe it just, you're supposed to lose that fight. You feel me?
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I like the look of this because someone said this was like some of the, like, you get on YouTube, like the best graphics on PlayStation, best graphics on Xbox. This was on there, and I thought, oh, this kind of looks up my street. And for 20 quid, like I said, I got it physical as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Hopefully, I should, if I get time, finish it this week.
Yeah, it looks interesting, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not something that's been on my radar at all. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, but I think it is a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
It's definitely on PC because I can see it on Steam. 21
right.
quid on Steam.
Yeah. Okay, so not on Xbox then.
I've not looked to see if it's on Xbox. I'll have a look in a minute.
Well, I looked and it wasn't, so I don't know if that means...
So it must be, PC and PlayStation only.
Yeah. But all things like this just turns out to be a timed exclusive, don't they?
Yeah.
And things like that. Because I think that Kenna, Bridges of Spirits, is now coming out on Xbox
Yeah,
as well.
that's right, yeah.
I think that's like, 3 years after? Because I think that was like I won't say even that was like PlayStation and Epic Store, and then a year later it came out on Steam, and then a year later it came out on Xbox. It's just, these weird timed exclusives are just annoying, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh my god, this Forza has come out August last year.
Oh, this could have been in my
Could have been in your game. Do you know? I've just had a look on CD keys. £8.59 for PC.
Ooh.
I might have to. I might have to purchase it at some point.
Ooh. Did you see something's happened in the Twitch chat, Webby?
Oh yeah, it's Jet. Jet, what the hell are you going on? Jet is gifting 20 tier 1 subs to Webby's community. They've gifted a total of 20 in the channel. Wow. Bloody hell.
That's 100 quid's worth.
Bloody hell, Jet, are you rich or something?
Oh, he loves you, Webby. Oh, you love him.
I think it's Jet Saro. That's Jet Saro from the from the old community. Bloody hell, mate. That is insane. Oh, it is. Hello, Jet. Hope you're doing well, mate. Bloody hell. That's a lot of subscriptions. So what does this do then?
If you had emotes in your channel, which I doubt you have.
Well, no. Yeah.
You people can use emotes, but they can watch you without getting ads. But as it's over 30 quid now, within a month you'll get some money coming from Twitch.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So that's giving me some money.
So you can take the family out for a meal, or you could just buy more games.
I think more games sounds amazing. Brilliant. Cheers, Jet. That's amazing, man. That's crazy. All these people have got, wow, 20. Bloody hell. Those people would be happy, wouldn't they? Excellent.
I like someone's name. I'm Luke Nukem.
Wow. I don't even know how that works, man. So I've been doing the Twitch for a while, but I've never really looked into all this stuff before because I never really get enough viewers for this sort of stuff. So thank you very much. That's amazing.
Nice.
Where are they? Yes, I am a Twitch noob. And Jet says, yeah, 360G was his first community. Yeah, man. And then you got a life and left us. That's what happens. People get old, get a life, and can't game as much, unfortunately. Sad times, but no, that's awesome, man. Thank you very much. We will try and hook up on Xbox very soon. So yeah, that Fort Solis, mate, that looks that does look amazing. So yeah, it's definitely one to check out.
That was £9 on CD keys. Definitely worth that.
Well, Jet's just paid for that on the Twitch, isn't he? So cool. Is that all you've played, mate? Yeah.
Yeah, played that. Yeah.
Man, I'm frazzled now because of that. So, Brooksy, anything else, mate? You want to chime in with?
Yeah,
before we get onto the news.
Yeah, a couple of other little bits, and then I'm done. PlayStation wise games. Nobody Wants to Die.
Great game.
I got stuck on the Burning Tree section, and my boy was sitting there watching me play it, and he's been taken over, and now he's stuck on after the second murder. So I'm going to have to go back to that and there's a couple of guides, but other than that, it looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it, man. I thought it was a great experience, to be honest, from start to finish. So yeah, I think you'll like it.
I'm in the same boat as well. I never knew this game had came out. You know, I just saw it there, wondered what it was. Oh, this looks interesting. Yeah, go on then.
Nice, great game.
Another one that's just come out on PS Plus is Ender Lilies.
Ender Lilies. Yeah. I've heard of this. Is this a
kind of like a side-scrolling?
Oh, okay.
I think Darren might know a bit more than I would.
I just heard of it, but I remember when I saw it, I just looked at the pictures and just added it to the library as something that I might play down the line.
It's got gorgeous art style, isn't it?
Yeah. It's all right.
2D sort of flat, sort of cut art style sort of thing.
Definitely ideal to play on the Portal anyway.
Yeah, definitely good for a handheld, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
And another one, last night, not game related, but last night I went to see the new Alien Romulus film, which is pretty good. It's very true to the horror aspect of Alien.
Mm-hmm.
So any Alien fans out there, definitely go and watch it. And also, it made me feel I want to play Alien Isolation. I've been playing a bit of that earlier today, and that game, especially in headphones, it still scares the crap out of me. Speaking of which,
they did a VR mod for it, didn't they, on the PC, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say as well. Speaking of which, there's also a VR Alien game coming out called Alien Rogue. If you look at the trailer for that looks something that we've all been kind of waiting for. That looks interesting, but I don't have VR, so I can't really play it. Yeah, look it up, Alien Rogue.
Okay, nice.
But yeah, that's it. I'm done.
Brilliant. Shall we get into the news then?
Yes.
Cool. All right. There's not been a lot of news. Obviously, we've talked about Gamescom starting this week. It starts on Tuesday with a show. I'm not sure is it just kind of the start of it?
No, this should be Jeff Keighley's kind of thing, I imagine. I think Xbox will probably do their own show themselves.
So it's the opening live on Tuesday, opening night live.
Yeah, basically that. Yeah, the usual sort of E3 type thing that he does.
Yeah, cool. And then, so Tuesday, yeah. And then there's a 2K showcase on then. The Xbox one's on the Wednesday.
Oh, fair enough.
2 p.m. British summertime. So it's got a Bethesda one and an Xbox one. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of stuff going on. Xbox is every day actually. I'm just looking. Wednesday, Thursday and Friday there's an Xbox stream. So
they're probably going to do a deep dive on their games like Sony do.
Yeah.
Things like Indiana Jones, etc.
Yeah. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Fingers crossed we finally get to see the Lies of P DLC announcement.
Oh, that would be nice.
Everyone was expecting it around E3, but it never happened. And I know Lies of P have always had kind of a good relationship with Gamescom. They show quite a few things there.
Yeah.
So, if not, it'll be at Tokyo Game Show, maybe. I don't know.
Cool. All right. So just going back to Jet after his massive gifting on Twitch, make sure you just come in the Discord a bit more and say hello, mate. I'm pretty sure you're in there, and we'll sort out some gaming and stuff. I still can't believe he's gifted all those people fucking subscriptions so they don't have to watch the adverts. That's pretty crazy. I'll have to put some emotes and shit. Nick, you're going to have to show me how to do all this emote bollocks because I ain't got a fucking clue, mate. I'll sort something out in there in this Twitch channel.
You just buy a whole pack on Etsy for a £5 and just drag and drop them, mate.
Yeah, sweet. Cool. News-wise then, so... Oh, fuck me. I've only got one bit of news. OMG. So Black Myth Wukong's out, I believe, next week?
Yes, Tuesday, isn't it? I think 20th.
Yeah, so in 2 days. There's already been some previews and early reviews coming out. It's looking quite promising, which is awesome. I actually did the... there was a thing on Steam where you could just do a performance thing. And,
oh, yeah, benchmark.
Yeah, and fucking hell, mate. I mean, even on my PC, I had to really tweak the settings just to get it to run at 60 FPS. So this is going to be quite demanding. But what I found quite interesting is I saw something today about there was a note with all the copies, sent out digitally for review and stuff about what people can say and not say for the streamers and the reviewers. And I just wanted to read this out because it's quite funny. So the do's: enjoy the game. The don'ts: do not insult other influencers or players. Well, that makes sense. Do not use any offensive language. Yeah, makes sense. Do not include politics, violence, nudity, feminist propaganda, fetishization, and other content that instigates negative discourse. Do not use trigger words such as quarantine or isolation or COVID-19. Strange. And lastly, do not discuss content related to China's game industry policies, opinions, news, etc.
What game is this?
Black Myth Wukong. It's made by a Chinese dev, which is why I believe...
Game Science, isn't it? They're called. Is it them?
Let me just check because I don't want to say... Yes. Publisher and developer Game Science.
So I don't know if this is their first game or whether they've worked on like multiple mobile games because obviously that industry is huge in China.
Okay, so the only other game that they've put on Steam came out in 2016 called Art of War Red Tides as like an RTS game. Okay. So yeah, that was literally the only news I had I could find.
I dropped a news story in the chat last week early.
Oh, well,
because it was pretty much the day after he recorded, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. Well, I've slept since then, so...
Tango Gameworks has been purchased.
Oh, have they? Excellent.
By the PUBG developers or the PUBG publisher group.
Oh, right. Okay.
Whichever that group is. Along with the license for Hi-Fi Rush. That's the only sort of game license that they mentioned, so nothing about Evil Within or anything. But it also stated that all of their games will still remain on Game Pass.
Okay.
The ones that are currently there anyway, I imagine. Because obviously they're no longer a Microsoft studio, are they?
Mm-hmm.
So they'll have to purchase the titles going forward if they want. But that's good news anyway. Apparently they've pretty much rehired most of the team and everything as well. It's just a shame it couldn't happen before they cleaned out their offices and stuff.
Yeah. I've just seen some news on N4G.com. Apparently PS5 Pro and Switch 2 chips have been shipped out by a Chinese supplier. Chinese chip maker World Trend has apparently mentioned new models of PS5, Xbox and Switch have boosted the company's orders. There we go. That's quite an interesting bit of news. And details of a new Ubisoft game called Iridium. Nothing else about it, but me. No, I can't see anything else, mate. Any other? Oh, it's been a bit of a slow week.
There's probably been some massive news that just never called it because you didn't log into social media that day.
Yeah, well, I've tended to try and stay off social media as much as I can these days. So, there's a rumor. Actually, I've just seen that Final Fantasy 16 is going to be coming to Xbox and PC.
Oh yeah, I saw that rumour. I think it was the other day. I mean, the PC port was obviously a given anyway at some point.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, I think. But apart from that, it's been a bit of a slow news week, I think, by the looks of things.
I got one Tomb Raider remastered. The physical edition has been delayed a month for I don't know why.
Okay.
They just put it out a couple of days ago, and people were like, "Oh, it's only a month." But they just didn't give a reason. I assume it's to get away from one of the other games, or But yeah, that's what's going to happen in the next few weeks. The only news is going to be, apart from if they announce new stuff at Gamescom, it's just going to be delays.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's an interesting piece of news I've just flicked past. And I thought it was it suits you, Nick. WWE superstar Randy Orton. You know him very well, I believe.
Yes, we're best mates.
Yeah. He's spent more than 600 hours playing Elden Ring, apparently. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, he still ain't got off the first area. He's fucking useless.
That's all the news, I think, that I can see. Can't see anything else.
Hasn't Black Ops 6 been leaked as well, apparently, especially the zombies in it?
I didn't hear a word you just said.
About the Black Ops Zombies being possibly leaked for the upcoming title. But yeah, a friend of mine, I think, spoke to me briefly about, he'd mentioned something about it, but I didn't really push him, or he didn't talk about it that much anyway.
All right, 1 week early access. Is this what you're trying to say? There's going to be some early access on it?
No. Apparently the actual game has been leaked on gameplay-wise.
Right.
Data or anything.
Well, it's the old school zombies, which I'm really happy about, because I think they screwed the pooch with the zombies on Modern Warfare 2 in that open world area bollocks. It's going back to the old style, which I'm really looking forward to. So that's awesome. Cool, guys. If there's no more news, I think we're pretty much at the end, aren't we? Been 2 hours.
Not bad.
Not bad indeed. Yeah, so I just want to say big thank you to Brooksy for joining us this week. It's been really interesting hearing about the mod chipping of the Xbox 360.
Thank you for having me on.
And the games you played. Obviously, a big thank you to Darren and Nick, as always. A huge thank you to Jet Zero for joining the live stream and spending a load of money and letting people not see adverts. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, so from all of us here, it's been amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you next week. Goodbye.